Well, folks, he's real. After years of speculation, after hundreds of theories, after thousands of videos, we now know the truth. L is real. Or at least he was supposed to be. No. I'm not gonna con you by saying that. Luigi is real. He always has been. 24 years and 1 month later, a legend has finally evolved into truth. Today's video, the story of L is real. This isn't the first time I addressed this topic. If you've watched our Wario apparition video, you'll remember that I referenced this story about Luigi being in Super Mario 64. Here's a clip. See, back in the 90s, kids didn't care to know about the man behind the slaughter. Instead, they were wondering how to unlock Luigi. Mysteries like the writings on the star statue in the castle garden, the plaque that read, L is real, followed by what looks like the numbers 2401. L? L is in Luigi? Is Luigi real? Is there a way to unlock Mario's taller, less appreciated brother? And the numbers 2401? What could that mean? Maybe 2401 is a date. At the time when I was putting that video together, I had no idea that the Luigi theory would be proven to be true. And only a couple weeks later, with this massive Nintendo gigaleak, as 4chaners are calling it, gamers are seeing things they shouldn't have seen. Hidden source code that dates back to the Super Nintendo era. In this massive treasure trove of unauthorized information was a 2-player version of Mario 64. In the source code of this version was, you guessed it, Luigi. Unused 3D modeling for a character that was intended to be a player 2. Along with these 3D models were unused textures, recorded lines,
"That's delicious! Oh, mamma mia!"
and graphics that all indicate one thing. For all these years, something from Mario 64 has been missing. And now, 24 years and 1 month later, we are astonished to discover that Luigi was in the game. But is this truly the groundbreaking revelation everyone is making it out to be? Here's the truth. In a version of the Super Mario 64 strategy guide, exclusively released in Japan, there was a documented interview that took place in 1996 with Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Super Mario. In this interview, Miyamoto does acknowledge that Luigi was supposed to appear in the game. He said, and I quote, "Well, until February, he was in the game," Miyamoto said, laughing. "Ultimately, due to memory issues, we had to take him out. Then we were going to include him in a Mario Bros. Style minigame, but because most users probably only have one controller when they buy their N64, for that reason, we decided not to." End quote. Because this first edition of the strategy guide was released exclusively in Japan, and only in Japanese, it's understandable why the L is real legend went on for so long. If this interview was released in English, I don't think the L is real legend would have become the iconic Mario 64 mystery that it is today. Luigi was in the game, but he was scrapped. As for this gigaleak, tons of files for many games were brought to light, Mario 64 obviously being one of them. And there's tons of unused material in this, and I mean a lot. There's unused stages, audio tracks, there's Luigi, and much more. Through some collaborative efforts, people were able to piece this stuff together to reveal what could have been. By sifting through these files, little bits of Luigi were constructed. His hat logo, hair and mustache textures, bits of his 3D model. Like paleontologists reconstructed the skeleton of a T-Rex, a relic of the past was remade as its original creator intended. What genuinely impresses me the most is that this whole leak came out, as I said, 24 years and 1 month later, just as the plaque on the star statue stated. If anyone had these leaks years before the specified time, I congratulate you for holding on to them for that long. If no one had access to these leaks, then all I have to say is that the timing couldn't have been better. This is truly incredible timing. And before we bring this little nostalgia trip to a close, I want to share my side of the story. I remember being a 5th grader, having to attend my local Boys and Girls Club after school. They had an old Nintendo 64, and I remember killing countless hours trying to beat Mario 64. There were a lot of kids there that wanted to do the same thing, so we had to share the same grubby controller. But one thing I'll never forget was when a friend of mine shared the L is real legend. From that point on, the story became a part of my childhood, just like it had for many others. Over 2 decades worth of debate can finally cease as this glorious urban legend comes to a close. Luigi is real. He always has been. He always will be. Thank you for watching. This has been Jonathan from 3TAS.